Not so bad. Not so bad. It's actually not as cold as one would think this morning. It is not so bad. But hey, 100 XP for joining the stream. Drop a like if you know what I mean. Hope you're doing all right, but if you're not, that's all right. And greetings, namaste, all that BS. Nah, but seriously, I hope you're having a good morning. In case I'm missing you, good afternoon and good night. I'm on my way to work this morning, and I was going to do an IRL chat, but I felt it necessary that we actually do a meditation this morning. And the meditation I had in mind was the idea of becoming. Oftentimes, we believe ourselves to picture a destination or occupation or happening or thing. We often imagine that happening or occupation or situation or destination as being the thing that will free us or make us like happy. Like a lot of people say, like, oh, whatever makes you happy. Like if you, like, so the meditation is becoming. Instead of trying to get somewhere or do something, why not just become that thing? And then you will naturally float towards the essence of those things, wherever those destinations and occupations and situations may be. So let's say, for instance, you're someone who says, I really, really want to be a writer. And so instead of just writing or waiting for someone to appreciate your written stories, you just are a writer, and you do writer things, and you acclimate to what you believe the identity of a writer to be. See, like, the act of becoming is actually far more important than the act of arriving at said or unsaid destination. Like, it is so much more important to become the person that can steward the blessings that would arrive at that destination. It is better to become that person than to just want to be at the destination and not be the person that knows how to properly appreciate the destination. So a better way to say that would be, you know how people say become the good you want to see, or be the good you want to see in this world, or Gandhi said that, or whatever. I know that Gandhi said that, I'm kind of just doing a bit. But becoming, the act of becoming is far more important than the act of getting or going to a destination. Because when you become, the destination is kind of like a side note. The destination is kind of like a side effect of becoming. You know, it's almost like a lot of religious people focus on the afterlife. And while I respect their choice to believe that, I choose to believe that the afterlife isn't really necessarily as important as what you're doing right here, right now. And I think that's like even the idea of meditation is like, just bring me to the present right now, where I'm not really necessarily thinking too much, right? But maybe thinking about just the right things. And for us this morning, it's the act of becoming. And maybe you're a gamer, maybe you're someone who's like younger, you're like, I don't really understand like what becoming really means. I guess the easiest way that I could explain the act of becoming is it's just like, it's like the totality of your being, or just like, you know, a lot of times we wake up every day, we tell ourselves who we are, like who I am, like I'm a good person. It's like becoming is the act of that thing coming forth. You know, and oftentimes the older you get, the more you realize that becoming is kind of a permission you have to give yourself. When you're young, you kind of let other people give you that permission, you know, like rock stars and celebrities and people that inspire you, or people that have confidence, your parents, you know, people that seem to know it all or have it all together. These are the people that kind of give you the permission to become when you're young. You know, you say, oh my gosh, like I really want to be like my dad, or I really want to be like this person, or I really want to be like this character that I saw. I really appreciate their their values, you know. And this is where we first have the permission to become. And like, it really is oftentimes through art that we have this realization of becoming. And what I would mean by that there is like, you know, the realization like, oh, you know what, maybe like, not that I hate myself or that I hate who I am, but like, I really like this person. I really like their personality. Like, I want to assimilate to that, or like, I you know, I want to have you know, a part of that value system in my value system. And that's like, that's a totally valid thing. But that's also why art is so powerful, because it's so influencing, and that's why they even call it influencers, right? It's like, what we do in confidence can oftentimes give others, either incidentally or unincidentally, the permission to become, and to become themselves, or to become a version of you that gives way to a version of themselves. And I think that becoming and manifesting kind of who you want to be is it's hard to give yourself that permission oftentimes, because we're so wrapped up in the versions that we create for other people, or the versions that we convince ourselves other people need, and that in and of itself is a whole other meditation and thing to kind of transcend from. But what I would say is this: you get yourself out of a rut, creatively, emotionally, and spiritually, when you give yourself the permission to say, all right, you know, moving forward, I would like it to be this way, or I would like to be this way. And then doing that, like we get so white knuckled into like this way of being that we've like created for our lives, that we forget to just take a step back and be like, am I like, do I want to like improve here? Like, is this good? Because like, I'll tell you, I look at myself sometimes and I recognize that there are so many blind spots and flaws and things where I'm like, oh my God, this could be so much better. But I don't sit in that. I don't like wallow in that. Like, people take themselves so seriously. In the moment they recognize something that can be better, they're like all up in arms, like, oh, you give up, like I'm the worst ever, I could never recover from this. Like, no, you recognize a pattern or a habit or like a personality trait or something, and you just say, you know what, I'm gonna you know, start anew on this, or I'm gonna cut this out, and I'm gonna replace it with something. Like, for me, I've been replacing some of my, or been the best way I'd most honestly say this without any BS flying out of my mouth, is my goal this year is to replace a lot of my bad habits with like writing. Like, anytime I want to go and do a bad habit, I just write. And like, instead of like trying to think about what I'm writing or like why I'm writing it, just writing. Like, removing the fear, removing the doubt, and just, you know, getting out. And I think that is a good practice. For me, it's a good practice and a good way of like being like, all right, I'm not going to do the other thing that, you know, maybe isn't bad or maybe isn't whatever, but it's just a waste of time. And that's the biggest thing I think this year that I'm thinking about is to pay attention and to not waste my time. It's why I'm even like streaming more with you guys, you know, like we gotta, you know, one thing I had thought about, someone had mentioned to me is like, dude, anybody viewing you, like, it could be their last day on this earth. And I'm like, what? Like, it blew my mind. I was like, wait, no, that's actually crazy. Because it kind, you know, it's a little bit like, you know, I don't know everything, okay? I believe there's a God, and if there really is, when I die, and I'm gonna, first thing I'm asking, like, why the fuck did you like, why'd you rig this whole thing? You know, because there's some wonderful people and wonderful things here, and it really stinks that we don't get to, you know, be alive for too much longer. But I guess, you know, that's the whole purpose of religion and faith and all this stuff is to kind of have this hope that there's more, that there's better than just this. But other than that, more than that, just like we were talking about earlier, I don't really agree with the idea of focusing on an afterlife. Even as someone who does believe in God, who does pray and, you know, all that stuff, like, I don't really believe in, I don't think there's a necessity to focus on an afterlife. I think it's so much more important to focus on here and now, to like make people laugh, to make people smile, to like make them feel like, you know, they're beautiful and that they can have a beautiful day. I think that's the sauce, baby. It is spaghetti. If life is spaghetti, that's the sauce. It's the sauce. You telling me you can have spaghetti with no sauce? What the fuck are you doing? You gotta have spaghetti. I mean, you gotta have, well, you gotta have spaghetti, of course. I'm not implying that you wouldn't want to have spaghetti, but you gotta have the sauce. So, you know, at the end of the day, I just feel like, you know, I could try to convince you guys to believe in God and religion, all that stuff, Buddha, whatever. But like, I really feel like right here, right now is the most important moment you could ever have. Recognizing that the breath in your lungs and the beat of your heart and the thoughts of your mind, the aspect of being alive is crazy, first of all. And then it is beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's so magnificent. You get to eat food. You get to take shits. You get to have sex. You get to do things in life that it's just awesome. You know, and life is awesome. And life is beautiful. Even though, like, right now I could complain. I could kvetch. I could be a little bitch. I could be like, oh my God, I got to go to work. Oh my God. You know, like, woe is me. And like, there are days when I do that, and I will continue to do that. But today I'm grateful. Today I'm happy that I have a beautiful, smoking hot woman that loves me at home, 2 beautiful kitties, you know, that are healthy and well. And you know, I have a platform. I have a platform where people support what I do. You know, I have writers' rooms where people laugh at what I write. You know, like, I couldn't ask for more, but I am gonna ask for more, and it's that this year that this becomes my full-time job, and full-time job becomes a part-time job, so that we can really allocate our skills here. But now, in all seriousness, I want you guys to know that I genuinely appreciate you. Every single morning where we take time to kind of like do a little stream here and there, like right before I get to work, it's cathartic. It's the sauce to my spaghetti, okay? If this whole thing is a bowl of spaghetti, this right here is the sauce. Don't you ever hand me a bowl of spaghetti with no sauce. We're gonna have a fight if you do that. We're gonna have a fist fight. Do I look like the kind of guy that wants to have a fist fight at 9:35 a.m. in the morning? No. I want to have a pleasant conversation. No, but in all seriousness, I appreciate every single one of you. I love every single one of you. I'm really, 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 really hoping that I can get out a little early and do a little gaming with y'all. Truth be told, I am writing this series right now, and ain't nobody saucing me up, boy. Let me tell you something, brother. In this house, there's only 2 people that do the saucing. That's me, and that's my wife. All right. Nah, but in all seriousness, I appreciate you guys hanging out for today. Hopefully we get out early from work. I didn't just pull up to work, so we got to lock in. But if we get out early from work, we will hopefully do some gaming. But you guys know what it is. Until you guys make me rich enough, I gotta go to work. Okay, it is what it is. I gotta get to work. If you guys don't make me rich, I gotta keep going and pay the bills. Okay, this is how the math works, okay? You're telling me, Moonkid, I wish you could stream more. Then donate. Donate the total of my fucking paycheck weekly, and then you got me 24/7. You got me 24/7. Top of the morning to you. No, I love you guys. That's the best bits I got right now. No, I'm writing a series that I'm actually really excited about. But you guys, I am so excited for today. It's a beautiful day. You guys know the rules. Have a fantastic, spectacular, amazing, scrumptious? Can a day be scrumptious? Can a day be... Hold on. If a day is scrumptious, is that like... No, don't have a scrumptious day, actually. Have a saucy day. I'm talking a lot about sauce today. We're talking about a lot about sauce. Hold on one second. 100 XP for joining the stream. Drop a like if you know what I mean. Hope you're doing all right, but if you're not, that's all right. Moonkid TV on YouTube. It is so cool that we can stream to Twitch now. Dude, like for so long I was like, I couldn't, I had no ability to stream to Twitch. And I honestly didn't want to. I was like, I'm not figuring this out. And I didn't have like the capacity on my computer to do like both of them at the same time. So there was no way in hell with the capacity in this thing that I was gonna try to do YouTube and Twitch at the same, oh, let me, no, there's no way. But now that I can do both at the same time, because that's what it needs to be. It needs to be effortless. If it's not effortless, I'm not doing it. If it's not effortless, I'm not doing it. Unless it's like for me, I only like a challenge when I want a challenge. I'm a very selfish person. Like it's almost like literally the other day when we were playing Expedition 33, I was like the other stream before that, I was like, oh, this is great. Like, I don't even get mad. And then I come home from work the other day, I play the game, I'm like, man, fuck this game. Because I didn't want to challenge. I challenged myself all day at work. I didn't want to challenge that day. I wanted everything to be easy. I should have just played Marvel Rivals that day. That would have been the move. See, I got to learn how to gauge my gaming moods. That's my problem. I don't know how to gauge my gaming moods. Sometimes I'll get on a game and I'll pick the wrong game. And that's a 3-hour stream down the toilet. It's me just bitching the whole time. No, but Wednesdays are always the best day for me work-wise, because like genuinely it's like a day for me to meditate when I'm at work and just not care, but what's the word? It's almost like it's the ability for me to like kind of like turn my brain off, you know, for the whole day. And as a writer, that is sometimes the best thing, you know. It's almost like when you shut your computer off for a little bit, it lets kind of everything reset and not be working so hard. And I think that, you know, a lot of my job is physical, like my full-time job, you know, and I think that allows me to kind of turn my brain off some days. There are some days where my brain does kind of have to operate a little bit, and I'm like, oh, I'm thinking. But you know, for like days like Wednesday, I'm kind of just like organizing and like picking up, putting down, and you know, that's kind of the best part about it. My brain can just kind of go and then, like, you know, I can kind of pick things up, put them down, and not worry about things for a little while. But sometimes I do get out early on Wednesdays, and if that is the case, my hope is to play a little bit of video games. But I do have to write. I gotta get to writing today, guys. I actually I brought my on-the-go journal. This is when you know I'm like really serious. Oh my gosh. I'm not even kidding. This is crazy. Oh man, I'll have to share this later. This is the first draft I've ever written of like my intro for YouTube. When it was like, you know, hope you're doing all right, but if not, it's all right. That's the guy that I'm waiting for, the guy that delivers stuff. So, hey guys, listen, Ice Cream, it's good to see you. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night to everybody who joined this morning. But I gotta get going to work. And like I said, if you want me to stop going to work, then you gotta make me rich enough to stop going to work. That's the deal. All right? I'm not rich enough to stop going to work. I gotta keep doing a full-time job over here. I gotta pay the bills over here, okay? No, but listen, I love you guys. Have a fantastic, spectacular, amazing rest of your day. Be kind to yourselves. Be excellent to one another. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Excelsior Gamers.